there, Whovians, and welcome to another episode of Earth Station Who. That's right, folks, we're back, and we're going back to the 7th Doctor era. We are going to look at Ghostlight. It features the 7th Doctor and Ace going through a haunted mansion?
Sort of.
It's kind of, sort of.
Dun, dun, dun.
It'll be very interesting to talk all about this one, and we've got a great crew to talk. Of course, joining us as our guest this week is Kirby Bartlett-Sloan. Welcome back, Kirby.
Thanks for having me again. I've been begging you for about 2 years to talk about this one. So
I know, and it was on our schedule, but Mike Gordon kept on pushing it off and pushing it off. And it's like, and then finally, it just was like, Gordon's not here this week. Let's do Ghostlight, So I figured might as well take advantage while the cat's away, the mice will play. So awesome. It's great to have you back, sir. And we have our regulars. Let's say hi to Melanie.
Hello.
It's nice that you have power back finally, dear.
I have power. There's no trees on my everywhere, and yeah, that was one thing. Like 5 minutes before the show, I come in here. I'm like, I'm just going to turn it right on. I'll be fine. And I realized, I still have everything put away for the hurricane, so I'm taking everything out of bags. It's on what shelf I hid everything. I'm like, but no.
But you're here tonight, so that's all that counts. It's good.
We're good.
And of course, let's say hi to Mary.
Hi, everybody. It is fantastic to be here.
Very, very much so. It's going to be awesome. And you know what? We'd love to hear from you guys. If you want, please write us. Feedback at earthstationwho.com is the best way to get in touch with us. And if you're enjoying the show, please like and subscribe. It's, a great way, up on YouTube, up on Facebook, or any of the players that we have now, that we're up for audio. Please give us 5 stars. Give us a thumbs up. Give us something, please. We really appreciate it. Or we'll give you jazz hands. We'll do jazz hands for the night. So, either that, or we'll all go to bed and the other crew will come out of the walls, because they've been sleeping all day.
They aren't supposed to know about that.
Yeah, Earth Station Who After Dark. It's a whole different program. It'll be a lot of fun. No real Doctor Who news to talk about. I'm sure they're going to drop something 2 minutes
As soon as we go off air.
Of course. That's always the case with us. So, Russell T, the pressure's on, man. We are officially, less than 2 months from the Christmas special. And we want to hear, what's going on and or anything. So I guess we'll just jump into the episode with both feet. And you know what? Let's always just, look at Ghostlight. Of course, we had Sylvester McCoy as the 7th Doctor, Sophie Aldridge as Ace.
Yeah.
And the rest of the people we're not going to talk about now.
And the 5 million other people.
Exactly, who kept on popping in and out of the... It was just interesting. And we also had this was written by Mark Platt, and of course, script editor Andrew Cartmel. John Nathan Turner as the showrunner. Gosh, this was interesting. It's been a couple years since I've seen this one, and Kirby, let's go around. You have been wanting to talk about this one for quite some time.
yes, I just love this story. Yes, I was confused the first time I saw it. As I think anyone is, but you just need to watch it again, and it's perfectly clear what's going on. So, I just love the story and the various interactions between the characters and just this is probably my second favorite. No, it's my third favorite 7th Doctor story.
Okay.
Remembrance is my favorite, and I happen to be very fond of Delta and the Bannerman, another controversial one.
Oh my! Wow. So
I'm not the only
interesting.
person who likes Delta and the Bannermen. So
Okay, no, I know there's quite a big fan group for that one.
yeah, yeah.
So, but you could be the leader of it and charging the way. It's okay.
Have you done
All right.
Delta yet?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, a long time ago.
Darn. Okay.
I think after this one, I think we only have one more Sylvester story left, and it's
That's
the
kinda
Cyberman
sad.
story.
The what?
Yeah, the Cyberman story.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
Silver Nemesis, I think.
Silver Nemesis, which is
Yeah.
The thing about this story that is kind of sad is even though there's still two more stories left in broadcast order, this is the very last story that was ever filmed of the classic era.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I did not. But it's interesting because I had always heard rumor that Curse of Fenwick was supposed to come first before this. I had always heard that actually this story was shown out of order. That it was originally Curse of Fenwick was supposed to come first, and then this.
Yeah. As far as the broadcast order, yes. But I'm talking about the order in which they were actually filmed.
No, I know that, but they did that because they showed this one before Curse of Fenwick, and what it was supposed to be, because this was supposed to be part of an arc with the origin of Ace.
Yeah.
And so that's why, because they also go into Ace's past a bit in Fenwick. So it was just interesting that they didn't do that. They were basically pulling a Firefly on, on the viewers. So it was an interesting story. It had a lot of potential to be a really great story, but it got caught up in its own mess. It started off really strong and like a whole mystery about a mansion being one way with a very light staff during the day, and then that staff left, and then literally the house came to life at night. And so it was just
the staff hightailed it out of there.
Yep. They knew better.
They knew there was something going on at night.
They didn't want to end up going to Java, basically.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Mel, let's hear your initial thoughts on this one.
I have to admit, I find a lot of solace in what Kirby was saying on watching it multiple times, because this is the first time I ever saw it. And my rating and my confusion, and my rating reflects my confusion and how much the first episode was good. And I'm just not there's your answer. I'm confused.
That's awesome. That's a good initial thought.
And I mean, I felt like I was being forced to watch it because I kind of was.
I won't apologize for it. Nope.
And that's when Melanie said, "That's it."
I was like,
I can't take it anymore.
It was very confusing. But the bad thing is, as I reflect on it and trying to think, where would I rate this in my mind? I'm bouncing back and forth because, given the info that you guys have just already kind of talked about, it did feel as if it was the writing is there, but it needed a lot more. That performances were great, but they needed to be edited a little bit. There's a lot of holes in it. It almost feels like it was rushed filming, going quick. Here we are, film it, let's go.
It almost felt, since it was a 3-parter, it should have been a 4-parter. There should have been a story.
It was interesting. This is one of the few times I thought it could actually benefit from another.
How many stories have we said over the years? They should have cut an episode out.
Yeah.
This is one where they should have expanded out.
Yeah. In the making of documentary, they say that they really wish that when they were even doing rehearsals, they were wishing that it was a 4-parter, but they were limited to 3. And there's also, depending on if you've got the DVD of it or however you watched it, there, my Blu-ray has another cut where they put together a lot of the outtakes and alternate stuff that was filmed, but not put in there. And I just got another cat. This is the other one.
Yay! But it to me it felt like there was a lot of holes missing. Like there's like these characters that there's a larger cast, and like it felt like there was a lot of things missing, or it needed more. Which, to Mike's point, it's like we've always wanted the other episodes I've been on. I'm like, it was 4 parts. It needed to be 3. We need to condense this down. Here, it felt like there was so much backstory that needed to be performed or explained or kind of stuff, and they were like, we'll just cut that out. The audience will follow along. And this part of the audience kind of was like, huh? Who?
Yeah, there's no character development. There's nothing.
None.
They're just throwing people in there right and left.
No,
but it was interesting. I felt during this story, and I love Sylvester's doctor. He is the bomb. I think he's fantastic, but I thought he was being a little bit sadistic in this one, especially towards Ace.
In what way? Like, what's an example?
An example, torturing her. Why does this place look familiar to you, Ace?
Yeah.
What are you?
Because he was really digging into her past.
Oh, very much so. Very, very much so. But he was like, and there was times when she didn't want to face it, and she was like, "Get away from me, Professor! Leave me alone." And he would just be like, "Yeah." Not the cat, analogies for both of you guys.
Use a cat metaphor.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but yeah,
he took her there deliberately to.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Just like in Fenric.
Exactly. And so it was just interesting. Mary, what about you, hon?
Okay, I'll be the bad guy. I absolutely hate this story.
Playing the role of Mike Gordon tonight.
Yes, it's funny. This is the first time I have seen it. However, I'm coming at it from kind of a weird angle, in the sense that the person who wrote this also wrote a book called Lung Barrow.
Yes.
And I read Lung Barrow a long time ago, and it was a terrible book also. Or at least not a great book, we'll put it that way. There's some interesting ideas in it. It's centered around the Cartmel plan, and which is a darker doctor, and delves into kind of the doctor's more darker backstory in at least Andrew Cartmel's mind. And it was kind of interesting, but not that great written. However, and also the writer of this wrote my absolute favorite Big Finish, which is Spare Parts. So it's like this weird thing going on in my brain.
Very much so.
But this episode is terrible. It's very badly written. And one of the problems is that there is too much going on. And so you've got 50 million different characters here. If you would cut some of those out, I think it would be a lot more interesting, because I'm not saying the backbone isn't necessarily, there's a core here that could be interesting to explore. But the fact that there are so many characters that you do not get to know any of them, except for maybe Nimrod. I would say
Nimrod was awesome. I love
the extra characters.
Nimrod.
Yeah, of the extra characters, the secondary characters, he is the one that stands out for me.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones, you could get rid of most of them and not be missing anything. I mean, they're just, and they keep sticking in more. The inspector, let him out of the drawer. Yeah.
At one point, the inspector, I'm like, "Oh, wait, you're important now.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Why are you even here?"
Exactly.
It's just, the daughter who turns out to be a real piece of work.
Gwendolyn, yeah.
Yes, Gwendolyn, but she just doesn't really serve any purpose. Her mother just sort of stands there with the, resting bee face for most of the episodes. Light, the character of Light is just, the acting is terrible. Light, I am Light.
Light was horrible.
Oh my God. Control. why there's no reason for Control to be there, even though Control is kind of an interesting character, but there's no real reason. There's no real reason for her to be there, and also that they thought that the epitome of evolution was evolving into a Victorian gentleman or lady. Because this is, by the way, the theme of this, people, is all about evolution. It's a mess. It's just such a huge freaking mess. After the first episode, I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a chance. Then it falls off a cliff. And it just turns into a steaming pile of, guess what? For me. And apparently for Gordon, too.
Well, it's interesting because it felt like, there was a lot of little subplots in this they never followed around. It felt like, the whole thing that Ace and Gwendolyn kind of were almost like a couple in the first episode. And
well, they really played it up in the first episode, yeah.
Oh, big time. Even, daring to get changed with each other. And, Ace, we can't wear these. And they were wearing the tuxedos. And it was funny as hell. And, there was like little things like that. The whole subplot, with the whole thing with the preacher coming. What was his name? Reverend
something or other.
Reverend Matthews. And and Reverend Matthews and him basically, de-evolving into a monkey.
Yeah, see, that was actually kind of funny.
Yeah. But there was no reason for it or anything. And it was like, it had nothing to do with the plot. It was just like, let's, see this guy turn back into an ape. It was just like, yeah, no.
It was, well, to me, it was teaching him a lesson because he was so anti-evolution.
Well, yes. Well, a lot of people were back in 1881, know. The whole thing, because Darwin was just, his studies and his findings were just coming out at that time. And it was just interesting. And, just little things like that. They didn't explain anything, why there was a night staff, why there was a day staff, or, there was just nothing about it. It was
why they all had revolvers.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
it's like, yeah, they're all packing. It's like, this isn't America.
I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're going after the Crips and the Bloods. That's why,
I don't understand the night maids. I admit that, but I don't care. It's, to me, the whole thing. I think it's greatly the actors are great. The only thing I don't like is the husks, because they aren't explained very well, that those used to be other versions of what's his name? Josiah, yeah.
Yeah.
Josiah Smith?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it is explained, but I think not until the third episode, and they're at the end of the first episode. So, and the only reason they're there really is because J&T wanted monsters. There were no real monsters, and he wanted a Doctor Who monster. So they dug those masks out, actually they built them, and he had his monsters.
Monsters.
I will say, okay, now that I've gone on my rant about how horrible it is, the things that I liked about it were, there's actually kind of a great atmospheric mood here. The sets are really good. The costumes are good. That part is good. The interaction between Sylvester and Ace, I'm not saying it's not problematic, but it's good in the sense of what the actors are doing with it. I mean, that Sylvester and Sophie are really trying, even though they're not given a lot, in my opinion, to go with. They are really trying to sell this episode. And that was really fun to see.
Yep, agreed. And I loved, at the very end, when the doctor asked Ace, do you regret burning this place down? And she was like, no, yes, Professor, I do regret it. I wish I blew it up. And
Yeah.
I wish she had too. I wish she'd
Yeah.
blown it up in the first episode, but unfortunately,
exactly. And it was just like it didn't even make sense. You know, the whole thing that what is it, the game hunter, you know,
Yeah, I didn't get
Red Verse.
Redverse.
Yeah, yeah.
He came out of
What was the
Jumanji, I
purpose?
think.
What was the
in the
purpose
snuff
of it?
box. I was
Yes.
thinking it's supposed to be more important than it was.
Yeah.
Why is it glowing?
It's a radioactive snuff box
Something
he
or
just
other.
picked up and put in his pocket, and it's just like, and his arm's not burning off, or whatever. And I loved it. It was, what the hell was he doing there? And then for him at the end to go off in the spaceship with Control and Nimrod, and it was just like, what?
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't understand why all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, we all have a mission, we all have a purpose, we're going to do the documenting, and off we go." And I'm going, why did you all have all three of you had the same epiphany that makes no sense to me at the same time on the spaceship that, oh, look, they've already taken off. I'm like, wait.
Where did it go?
How did it do that?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a brilliant way of just writing of Sylvester just going, yeah, no, it's already gone. It's no takeoff.
They're
And then
gone.
they just look back and go, huh? And just, nope, moving on.
It's like,
One
Cool.
one thing I caught this time around, which I had not caught before, is that spaceship is way further underground than you would think it is. It's like 1,000 feet down, not just a basement.
Mhm.
Which
Gotcha.
I just happened to notice it while watching it last week.
How did Control get in between the gap of the elevator and the door? Because clearly she crawled the shaft, and I see her
Yeah.
arm coming out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, there's no
How'd you
room
do
there.
that?
I mean,
because Doctor
Magic.
Who.
it's not
she was
fine.
still, yeah. She was still evolving, and that was her slug stage or her.
It's
Exactly.
a science fiction fantasy TV program. There.
That works.
Exactly.
Because I didn't catch
This is where
that she
Chris
was
Chibnall
evolving.
got a lot of his ideas for the
You
show.
didn't catch that she was evolving.
Because I just kept going, like, where did she get the dress? Where did she get the hair? Oh, what's she doing? It didn't
No,
catch.
'cause
I didn't catch on. I didn't cotton on
looked
that she was
completely
evolving.
different when you first saw her.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was hunched over.
Yeah.
It didn't even look human at first.
No, but I didn't understand why. I didn't realize she was evolving.
It was also evolving, and that really pissed Light off, because my experiment. I don't want things to evolve. Stop evolving.
Exactly. Even you're evolving. It's like the Doctor having to. The character of Light was just so one dimensional. It was just not even.
Light reminds me of the friendly angel from the Star Trek original series in the children's show.
Yes, very much so. Even almost looked the same.
Yes. I did not catch that until you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Although
you needed
I don't know. I don't know why Light had to talk up like this. I don't.
Because that's how Light talks.
His voice is faster than light. That's why.
Right.
It's higher up on the spectrum than anything.
He moves at the speed of thought.
Exactly.
That got me. I was like,
Yeah.
Sure.
good
And
Professor.
It's like Light was not even in the first two episodes. He just was in the third episode. And it was just like, let's just totally throw this thing out on its head. And it's like, okay, we've made it through the first two episodes. We don't know where to go. Let's bring in Light. That's right.
What do we need? More characters.
Exactly.
We don't have nearly enough. I mean, I'm surprised the house was big enough to hold them all by the end, because it was getting a little ridiculous there.
And then for Light to turn the mother and the daughter into stone. It's like.
Yeah, that just came out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was a good effect too, because at the
that's-
very end, they look like set piece stones. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
they did.
what
Yeah, they did do a good job of that.
I turned to Judy and I said, literally, and that's how the weeping angels were born.
Yeah, Barbara and I said the same thing. Yeah.
Yep.
That's how light did that so that they would stop evolving.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, but the power came out of nowhere, and then
Yeah, and then the whole thing, but he didn't do that to the constable, I think he fried the constable or whatever.
He did it to one of the night maids with the gun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Fried her.
He took her apart.
Yeah, because then he grabbed her and then.
Yeah, he started dissecting her.
Yeah, he was not.
He was holding her
nice.
arm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because he turns around. Also, he's holding the arm. I'm like, ooh, this went real dark.
Yeah, that went to a bad place. Yeah.
Also,
Exactly.
Control, you didn't need to eat the bug. We were fine with that. I didn't need that in my life.
Well,
Well, that just made me think of Renfield.
I know.
She
Yeah.
did that.
exactly.
Don't eat the soup. Don't eat the soup.
The primeval soup.
Primordial soup.
Primordial
Exactly.
soup.
Exactly. Which is funny as hell. The doctor, no, Ace, don't eat the soup. Whatever you do.
I did like Ace's dress. I really liked it. That was really
Ace looked
pretty.
good.
The blue with the white, with the this, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the making of documentary, Sophie said that she had to write down. She had to keep track of things because she has 4 different costumes in this, and so she had to. In her notes, she writes down, okay, it's dress or tuxedo, street thing, and I think there's nightgown, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't care what you guys say. I still love this one.
Oh, you
okay.
absolutely love it. I mean,
Yes, I'm glad you do.
yeah. I mean, I'm trying to just call you for the fever dream that it is, and if you embrace it, that's awesome. I will probably try watching it again.
Try watching it again,
knowing that I know now that I know what path I'm on and what's going on around me, it probably will help. That tends to happen.
Melanie, give it a year or two and then come back to it.
Yeah.
Also, how are you watching it? Are you watching it from a DVD or a Blu-ray or online?
Tubi.
Oh, okay.
Watching a Tubi on my TV.
Yep, I was watching on BritBox.
Yeah.
I would shift back and forth between watching the DVD, watching my Blu-ray, or watching BritBox if I wasn't close to the Blu-ray player. So,
although I have to give an addendum to this because I'm a terrible human being, but let's just put all the cards out there. I also had the TARDIS wiki of this particular episode of it, and after every time it would go on Tubi, it would give me a commercial break. I'd go through and look like, what the hell did I just watch?
What the hell just happened?
I'm not kidding. I did it the whole way
You were
through.
going, what the hell was I just watching tonight?
I did. At one point, my husband's like, hand me your phone. I don't know what the heck I just saw. I'm like, yeah, here you go.
I think I would have done the same thing if I hadn't already read Lung Barrow and I just, knew some of the stuff that happened, whether I'd watched it before or not. But I can totally see getting completely lost in this, because it is all over the place.
Even much better, even. It really wasn't. And it even the book was all over the place. And
I didn't make it through the book, through the Ghostlight book.
I've been meaning to read Lung Barrow, but I have not yet. I do have an electronic copy of it because for a long time it was available on the BBC's website. It's not now, but it's fairly easy to find.
Yeah, I got the free copy too. But yeah, they let you download it for a long time.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So, Kirby, I'm between you and I'm between the ladies with this because I did enjoy it much more this time, but it still has issues, and you can't deny that part.
Right,
yeah, but you know what? Sylvester and Sophie save it from being a total train wreck, and that's there's worse episodes of Doctor Who, and anything with Adric in it is included in that. So, But
Or-
you know,
Orphan 55. Oh, sorry.
what was that? I didn't hear that. No, that's cute. So, any final thoughts on this before we go ahead and rate this one?
If you're starting your classic Doctor Who journey, for God's sakes, don't start here.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
don't,
no,
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 don't,
no.
no.
No, but you could tell the series at this point, and it's sad because, like I keep on saying, Sylvester was wonderful, and he was a great doctor. And even what Andrew had planned for the Seventh Doctor and Ace would have been awesome if could have been played out. But you could also tell by this point the show was wrapping up and coming to an end at this point.
I'm terrible to say that when I watched this by the third episode, I was kind of like, no wonder this was being canceled.
Wow,
I'm such a bad human being.
Melanie.
No,
I'm terrible. I know I'm terrible, but I mean,
you have every reason to have thought that.
It is fun. I will admit that this was fun, and that I can't say that this is the absolute worst Doctor Who episode I've ever seen, because Lord knows I've trying to think off the top of my head other bad ones, because but there was still this element of fun to this. And if I isolate the scenes just for what they are, just scene by scene by scene, there's really good acting from, all the actors, in my opinion, did bring their A game, even though I didn't like the character, or Lord knows they needed to know themselves of, okay, what's my motivation? Oh, we don't know. Just read the words and go. Oh, okay, we'll just fly my, scene by scene, it's really good, but tied up in a huge bow, it's fun. Just embrace the fever dream and go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe
But
smoke
no,
a little something.
Maybe.
Do not recommend this as
While you're
a first
watching it.
time watching Doctor Who at all.
Yeah.
I would not, definitely not.
Now, according to my notes, I've done, this is my third review of it for various podcasts. And let's see, the first time was in 2013. And I listened back to that review recently. And in it, my oldest daughter, she's now 30, so she was 20 something, then came on with me, and she had just seen it for the first time, and she really liked it too. So
It's genetic.
but she prefers classic Doctor Who anyway. She'll watch modern Who, but she prefers classic Who.
Okay.
So she really enjoyed this one and was not confused. Now, for you guys who just saw it for the first time, I strongly suggest that you try watching. Oh, my network bandwidth is low. Okay, can you still hear me?
We can hear you.
good.
Keep going.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, I suggest that you go back and try and watch it again. And yes, I admit there are some weird things in it. The husks are completely unnecessary, and it could have been explained differently.
And we love Kirby.
Whoops.
I love Kirby.
We completely
There goes
lost
his
him.
bandwidth.
Oh.
So, and that was the end of Kirby because he
Because he liked Ghostlight. Gordon
liked
killed
Ghostlight.
him.
Terrible. Hopefully he can get back on.
Gordon actually sabotaged his router. Oh, there you go.
Gordon couldn't take it anymore. He's like,
You're
that's
back,
it, I'm
Kirby?
pulling the
To me, this episode really was if I have to put candidates for episodes that are just amazing and great, this ain't on it. If I need to nominate episodes that really need to have a mystery science theater treatment to it,
this is the
one.
one.
This would be the one, because there's a lot there.
Yeah.
Just to kind of sit back and just go, wait, what?
Riff on.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Exactly.
There's a lot of material for riffing, especially and it lends to the theatrical style acting with some of the actors, and that they were, they weren't playing for a camera, they were playing for an audience. Even though it was like, you're right here. It's the mic's right here to catch you. You don't have to yell. It's like
Light. Tone it down.
light.
Turn it down.
Where's the dimmer switch?
Mhm. But I mean, the location was phenomenal. I really did like the location. At first, I'm like, oh, you're not just even a
sets are
set.
great. Yeah.
I mean, that.
The mansion was gorgeous.
The mansion
Mhm.
is great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The costumes are great.
And I even like the little reveal of when you realize they're in a little spaceship or something, with just the fact that the curtains moved out of the way.
Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
was
oh,
good.
that was nice. You made
I
me
agree.
realize I was thinking in a boxy room, and they just moved and went, whoop, nope, you're in a round kind of thing. I'm like, oh.
I mean, the effects were good. The turning to stone thing was good.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I can point to and say it was good. It just, to me, it like the pieces inside of a watch, it just, the cogs weren't connecting right, and it just wasn't firing on all cylinders.
It was the writing. The writing was the problem.
Mhm.
It badly needed to be edited. We say this a lot, but it's true. It's not. There was a core, I think, of an idea here that could have been interesting, but
Mhm.
the introduction of so many characters in such a compressed time did not work because you didn't get to feel anything for any of the characters because there was no development at all, except for Nimrod.
Yes.
But
I
the
actually
rest
felt
of
bad that
them,
he was getting beat up and everything like that.
Mhm. It's
So-
almost as if how you have people who are stellar at taking a book and adapting it for screenplay. You need to have somebody take this and adapt it to television. It
Right.
It just didn't
Right.
flow. It need
Yeah, really did not.
script doctor, go for it.
Doctor Who's script doctor. Yeah, that's it.
Doctor
There
Who script
you
doctor.
That's the next spin-off. Script Doctor.
Script doctor. All right. Let's go ahead and rate this one 1 out of 5 TARDISes, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. All right.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Kirby.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
All
So,
right, Kirby, give us your rating.
1 to 5, 4.
4? Okay.
Yeah. It's not super great. It's just enjoyable to me.
Okay. I can see that.
Sorry about my bandwidth.
That's okay. Not a problem. All right. Melanie, your turn. 1 out of 5.
This is terrible. I would like to give it 1 TARDIS more than Mary.
What did Mary give
Because
it?
if Mary gives it none, I'm good with 1. If she gives it 1, I'll give it 2.
All right.
So I liked a smidge better than Mary, but not enough to say it's the same rating. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm not going as far as a 3. That's not happening.
Well, now you're going to make me want to give it a 2, and that was way higher than I was ever going to give.
If you do like a half a TARDIS, then I'll go the full TARDIS.
Okay,
I'll give it 1 TARDIS,
that's
but it's
exactly
missing the lights.
That's exactly what I was going to do. It gets 1 half TARDIS,
Then I'll
and
go
that's only because of Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Trent.
Wow. Okay. So Melanie's doing 1 and Mary's doing a half a TARDIS. Well, I think that's some of our lowest ratings ever on the show. Okay.
Mike, what
Apologies
did you
for
give
people who love
it?
this.
Since I
And
We lost Kirby again.
Sadly enough, we've lost Kirby. Kirby, I'm
He's back.
giving it a 3. And because, like I said, I enjoyed it much more than I did the previous times I've watched it.
What do you think you would have given it after the first time you watched it?
First time, 1.5 or 2.
Okay, so it increased quite a bit
Yeah,
for you.
it did. It did because I knew what was coming, and you know, I have such an affinity for Sylvester and Sophie that, you know, it pulled it up for me. And because like I said, the doctor was very conniving in this one, you know.
Well, that's a very
Yeah.
Cartmel thing.
Yeah, exactly. He was trying to make Sylvester's doctor darker and darker and darker as the season went on. So this totally made sense. And you know what? I enjoyed it. I thought it was great, and it didn't have a ton of special effects. You know, because I don't count light as a special effect and everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
solid 3. But we definitely would love to hear from you guys at home. What did you guys think of the show? What did you guys think of the episode? Were we smoking something, and did we miss something? Please read back feedback.
I would recommend you do that if you're going to watch it.
Of
I had
course.
2 glasses of wine.
Yep.
Only if you live in a state where it's legal.
Yes.
Exactly. Smoke it if you got it, if it's legal. That's right. Edibles go a long way with this episode. I'll tell you that much. So definitely check it out. Feedback at Earth Station Who's the best way to let us know what you guys thought. Let's go around and, Mary, where can people find you?
They can find me at maryogle.com or on Etsy at eVision Arts.
Awesome. And of course, Melanie, where can people find your stuff?
You can find me on Instagram at piecesofmelee.
Awesome.
Con season's coming up, but not till like next year, so we're taking a nice little break.
Yay.
Nice.
And of course, I think the next con for us is Pensacon. So we've got a little February. And it'll be here before we know it, folks, of course.
Yep.
It could be perhaps be a MegaCon thing, since I'll be there and I can possibly represent. We'll talk about it.
Yes, if we ever get to that point. No. And Kirby.
Kirby, are you back? You're on mute.
Kirby, you're muted.
You're on mute.
Grandpa, you're on mute.
It's still on mute.
You're still muted.
Oh, he's trying. Fingers coming. Come on, Kirby, you can do it. There he is.
Kirby, you there?
I'm sorry about this. Now I'm on my phone.
Okay.
First of all, I want to know what I heard what they gave it, half a star and 1.5 stars. What was your rating?
3.
3. Oh, good.
Yes.
So where are we, since I kept dropping out? If people, I don't know if you told people, I lost my AT&T router about 2 hours ago, and
we told them that at the beginning of the show.
Okay.
Where can people find you?
I am one of the co-hosts for the 20 Megabyte Doctor Who podcast, which has been going on for quite a long time. This coming weekend, we're celebrating our 600th episode.
Ooh,
wow. Congratulations.
600. I've been on about 550 of them, so.
That's awesome. And you know what? They have better technical issues than what we're having tonight, so it's perfect.
Well, I'm hoping I get my new router before we record. So.
If not, you'll be calling to the UK, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see your long distance bill on that one. Thank you, folks, for listening. This has been Earth Station Who. You can find us up on Facebook. You could find us on Instagram. You can find us up on YouTube. We've got a great YouTube channel. And you know what? It's just a lot of Doctor Who stuff is going on. So please check us out. That's awesome. And this show's been a total, like Ghostlight, totally out.
Total mess.
Everything. So it's been a mess. But you know what? It's been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for listening. My name is Mike Faber. On behalf of Kirby, Melanie, and Mary, thank you for listening to Earth Station Who. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace, and we are done.
You have been listening to Earth Station Who, a pop culture podcast dedicated to all things Doctor Who, featuring talents from throughout space and time. All topics on the show are the sole opinions of the individuals and are to be used for entertainment value alone. You can subscribe to our show wherever fine podcasts are found, or check out our website, earthstationwho.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook or Instagram, and if you enjoyed the show, please write to us at feedback@earthstationwho.com. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you on the next journey of Earth Station Who.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping for the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.